Well, hello, everyone. We're back. All right, so according to the book, player
Yes.
versus player stuff, me and Catalyst, out of character, sort of have to agree on like how it's gonna go. You know, like,
And
Yeah.
and
we
we can
all
we can
collaboratively.
roll stuff, and collaboratively we're gonna come up with
Oh yeah,
like the way it
absolutely.
works, and like there's no hard feelings either way. But
No.
So to frame the situation, because I think it's really important to just like lay out what the fiction
yeah,
is right now. It's like the two of you, there's this whole thing where like Drav, I think the version that Rubik sees is Drav and these other guys talking, the like skeleton crew. Um,
Yeah.
Drav singles out Holtz and they like have this brief exchange, and then Drav just like runs Holtz through.
Okay.
Um, and like you hear them whisper like or say in a very low voice like fucking traitor, and then like drop them off their sword, and the crew of toughs with Drop just like leave.
Yeah.
um and then there's this moment where the two of you are like, okay, now's my chance, because everyone's like gathered around Holtz's body, they're distracted, it's like maybe this is the opening.
Yeah.
I could see like the two of you both coming out, and like it could be the awkward like you
I
each grab the same box. It can be
I
any way we want to take it from
I
there.
almost feel like we both know what's going on here because we've talked about this job already, right?
yeah.
And what we're grabbing. And mixed with Thorne's previous comment way back in the bar,
I mean,
I think Rubik's is at that point where he's just like, she's not supposed to be here. She's not supposed to be doing this. She's doing her goddamn cult thing again. So we have this like moment of understanding or eye contact where we're just like, oh, we both know what the other wants, and neither of us can afford to lose this opportunity.
I mean that's the thing, right? Like, I can't just say like, and Thorn backs down because there's literally like
Yeah, because neither would,
the
right?
sword of fucking Damocles, like over her head in the form of a very, demanding demon.
Yeah.
I would like to mention at this point the delightful backdrop upon which this is set, which is a warehouse that is on fire.
Yep.
And so the office has caught fire, and I think you go from like them being distracted by Holtz to then like looking up the office, and it's all fucking on
In
fire.
flame.
The guy that you had held there, Birch, is like running down the stairs, but in this like incoherent panic at this point, and so they don't like. They were like, ah, hey, bar, and they're just like screaming, and everyone's like, oh, they must be upset because of the fire. So people haven't clued into y'all being here quite yet. Birch, you're up by the office in this like sniping position. People can't really like distinguish who you are because there's all this smoke around you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to start picking people off with guns or whatever, you're in a great position to do so.
Okay.
And there's this like, yeah, tense moment between
So,
the two.
so how do you want to resolve this,
Thorn.
Catalyst? What do you think?
Well, I think we have to see who's running first. Who's going to break the awkward eye contact?
So neither of
And
you
take
have neither of
first
you have the lurk move where you get to act first, right?
No, neither of
Okay.
us have that.
That's the first most obvious way of just like, well, I act first because I have this move.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, though, beyond the physicality of the moment of having that thing in hand, it's like there's still the question of what are we going to do with it.
But the thing is, we can't argue about it right now because there's a lot of people around, and just generally,
And
you will get stabbed.
the edge that Thorn has is that she can tell exactly which box has the thing she wants in this stack of boxes. That's the one bit of information that she has that Rubik's doesn't.
Okay.
So that's kind of, I feel like she has like a slight edge, but it doesn't seem like either of you want to back down. Can we think of an action that either of you would roll in this situation to try to resolve this? Or is there any way that one or the other of you could have leverage? So is there anything that would give Rubik's leverage over Thorn to get her to back down? Or anything that Thorn could have over Rubik's that would get him to back down? Is there any other person that would come in and help?
Yes.
Could Birch
actually,
for example?
Rubik's has a concealed palm pistol.
So your leverage is just you're gonna shoot me if I don't.
The threat of force.
The threat of force, yeah. But again, it's Thorn. I don't think that's going to exactly work on her.
Yeah, I
think-
don't know if in this situation that's actually like
She's a little too crazy for that. I feel like.
to frame it through an apocalypse world lens, like going aggro on Thorn, she would just be like, "Cool, I get shot and take the thing," you know. Given that the game doesn't give us good mechanics for like I roll against your roll or whatever.
Here,
like,
let me put it this way. I will be dissatisfied if every time we come to an objective where I need it for my cool thing, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay? That will make me unhappy as a player. I am willing to give you this one, but the next one, I get.
So
but the problem
here's what I put forward. I think that there is an opportunity here for Thorn to use the edge that she has, which is knowledge of the things, to try to pull a fast one on Rubik's and be like, "Oh yeah, the thing you want is this thing," and then just like
except for
away this box.
except
like-
for the fact that I have like looking into a mirror. I
See,
can
so
tell what
there's a relevant piece of fiction. So if
Yeah.
like if that would be Thorn's approach, she could try it. Rubik's would
Yeah.
know she was lying.
Or Thorn knows which box it's in, so could just take it at some point.
Or you can take it
along the
later,
route.
right?
Yeah. Or like back down from the situation and be like, okay. But
I mean,
then,
I'm
like,
not gonna beat Rubik's in a fight, and like, narratively, he just fucking kill me. You know, like.
It doesn't make a lot of sense for it to go down that way. I don't feel like. I mean, we know that Rubik's is pretty like ruthless, but it's bad for business to murder all your own people.
It's true. I think we just grab boxes. Like,
Also, yeah, there's like so little time.
there's
for all
so
of this,
much
right?
that
There's
we
like
have to
100
get out
attempts
right
to
now.
argue.
that this comes down to something we have to deal with later. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those things where it's like, when we're in a safe place, we can have a conversation about this stuff, but like right now there's no time to like have a conflict so much as it's just like
Yeah, you have like the briefest moment where everything's distracted. Also, there are like 5 armed people who are about to start violence.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're really
And-
close.
Birch is gonna like maybe start shooting them, in which case they're just gonna start murdering everyone that they don't recognize in the area, including the two of you, once you're out in the open trying to grab these boxes or having an argument about who gets to grab the boxes. So maybe we actually cede the tempo to Birch, see what becomes of Birch's role, and then that will further give us some like fiction to leverage in terms of making a decision about what's going to happen between Thorn and Rubik's.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that seem fair to everyone?
Sure.
the
for me,
fair
it's
thing
okay.
is to put it all on Sean.
Well, I mean, right? Like
You're
you
outside
don't-
of
you don't
you're
really have a
outside of the
horse in that
situation,
race.
yeah.
And so your actions are going to be about this like broader idea of like accomplishing the big picture objectives. And then if that goes well, then we actually have time to even consider this other problem. But if it doesn't go well, there might be more pressing concerns like we're getting shot at or whatever else, which would inform how Rubik's and Thorn would act.
I gotcha. Well, mine's a little weird because this is something I've been thinking about since like midway through the job of maybe doing.
Okay.
And my thought is I want to do a flashback where when I bumped into Cross, that was before we met with Vey, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Because it was in the downtime before this opportunity.
Sure.
But also time is extremely flexible.
Yeah. Is there a way I can get back in touch with her? I mean, obviously, I suppose there is if I,
Of course
I'm
there
willing
is.
to-
I
yeah.
mean, she kind of threatened you about what would happen the next time she saw you
Yeah, she kind of did.
in a fairly veiled way, but
Yeah, no, I got it. Because I wanted to let her know that Vey was trying to start trouble.
oh, you're gonna be a rat. You're gonna rat out Vey to
Yeah.
the cross. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't like Vey.
Why
and-
not? Vey's very nice.
I don't like nice people.
Very sophisticated and dabs their brow with a handkerchief. Okay, so we'll just put everything else on the back burner for a second. We got to do a flashback, guys. So Where are you meeting with Cross and under what pretext?
I
Because Cross
think
is right now in Crowsfoot.
yeah.
Dealing with a bunch of shit there because the district is a mess.
I think I know her.
Your previous hideout that she is like, dealing with.
I think I know her routes, and I have a way of like getting a message to her. Like I guess I send like a courier to talk to her.
Yeah, or you could use like an old Spirit Warden's dead drop that she would
Yeah.
check in the area, stuff like that.
Right. So I leave her a note, and I'm just like, meet me in Cinderwillow Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she's like, it's at some ungodly weird hour, and she's like sitting on a bench, reading a book she's like under a lamppost and like reading a book in the flickering blue light.
Yeah,
waiting for you to show up.
And I approach slowly with my hands like where she can see them. And just like, Cross.
Yeah, and she replies with her like double voice harmonizing thing, just like, Birch, I'm not smiling.
I'm not giving you much reason to.
Why don't you change that? We used to be friends.
We did.
She like goes back to reading her book and like flips a page, or maybe it's like a newspaper actually. It's this like incendiary, revolutionary like propaganda, and she's got a bunch of pamphlets essentially that she's flipping through.
Oh gosh, yeah. She's like, speaking of friends, our old friend Vey has his fingers in a few pies that he shouldn't have.
Yeah, and her like bundle of pamphlets like snaps shut, and she looks up at you. You've got my attention now. She like rolls them up and stashes them.
There's a delivery that he's expecting some people to make. I don't want him to be on the other side of that transaction.
Birch, I'm not some scoundrel lurking in the shadows. I don't deal in these vagaries. What is it? Where is it? Why is it happening? If you give me names, I can send the inspectors or the bluecoats, and if under my purview, I can go myself.
Yes, it's under your purview. And
you are in some shady business then.
I think I give her the location, and I tell her about Drav. And
okay, so sorry, how many people are you about to piss off? So you're ratting out Drav's assault on the whatever company, right? The North Hook company job. So you're ratting out that happening to a Spirit Warden. I mean, like, she probably doesn't care about that, but you're still going to spill the beans on that.
Yeah.
And then you're also ratting out Vey, and that Vey is trying to buy this thing.
Yeah.
And then you're also, do you mention the Kinclades?
I don't think I mentioned the Kinclades.
Okay.
Because I don't mind us having the artifacts.
Do you mention any of the members of
No, I'm not going to rat out our gang either. Like,
okay.
My intention
is to chart your loyalties.
Yeah. No problem. My intention with this is to either get Vey out of the picture or cause a distraction under which we can get out of there. While making it look like I'm a Boy Scout, which I kind of am in this case, but not really.
Like, this will probably result in Cross like shutting Vey down in such a way that you will not be able to get paid for your job.
Oh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Actually, no, that's not true, because you're being paid in merchandise, which you can sell to anyone.
Right, that's my thought, is because we have all that other stuff,
right.
It doesn't matter if Vey pays us.
You actually are in a position to double cross Vey, which I'm sure is a great plan.
It's a wonderful idea.
Anyways, where is all of this going? How is this going to impact the present? Right, we're in a flashback to make something happen. What is that thing that you want to have happen?
Gosh, I don't know. What do I want to have happen?
I mean, it can just be that, like, you just want to double cross Vey and get him out of the picture.
I think I just want to double cross Vey. I want to have the Spirit Warden show up when we make the exchange.
right? Because then he won't give a crap about picking up this thing because he'll be in jail or dead or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's how it's gonna go. You need to. I think it's not a matter of convincing Cross. It's a matter of, did you get your ducks in a row? Do you have evidence? Do you have all the information correctly? It's a role about that. It's about your ability to collect information on this topic.
Okay.
Present it to Cross in a meaningful way. If you succeed, Cross will then make a play against Vey. I will make fortune rolls for each of them.
Yes.
We'll see how it all shakes out.
Oh.
And then we'll flash back to the present.
Okay. What am I making a roll for in this case? Hunt, I think, to get evidence, to find.
Because it was a matter of like finding things and putting things together.
Yeah, finding things, putting things together.
It could be study or survey.
Survey is okay. Study less so. But yeah, I think I think like putting all the information together in like a big picture sort of way and presenting it to her.
I think like a survey role to just have like collected all of this in your mind and like formed the like realized the big picture kind of.
How much stress is this costing me?
This is like at least a 2 stress flashback.
Okay, I have 1, so I am willing. I mean, obviously I have to, but
I mean, yeah, like I want to say it's a 3 stress flashback, but whatever. You're taking trauma on
I'll
it,
stress out. Yeah,
have fun. It's a 3 stress flashback. This is some Machiavellian shit.
Yeah, this is like.
Okay, give me this survey roll that you just paid for very dearly. And we'll and you're just out of action as of the fire starting.
God.
Yep. Okay.
All that fire support you could have provided is now just a fire.
Hey, a 6 though.
Okay. I have some fortune rolls to make. Let me just double check some tiers of some organizations. Oh, what is the Circle of Flames tier? The Circle of Flame is a tier 3 organization. What is the Spirit Wardens tier?
Tier 4?
Warden. Our tier 4. Okay, so Cross is rolling at tier 4. So 4d6. And Vey is rolling 3d6. Because he's hoping his buddies will help him out. Vey wins.
Damn it.
So
I almost feel like Vey shows up instead.
Yeah, which means Vey knows you double-crossed him, Birch. Vey knows you double-crossed him. And he's well enough connected now that he retains his position. Cross suffers. Cross now hates the shit out of you. I mean, it's not that your information was bad. It's just that you put her up to this stupid idea. So that's all for down the line.
Rubik's, I think we should just make some rolls. What should we roll? I think that'll just be the way.
Yeah, what?
Just because I don't think us talking about it further will really like be super helpful. Unless you have an idea, in which case I'm all for it.
Okay, so I guess my only concern right now is we're going super culty.
Yeah.
With this group.
I mean, I'm just trying to
one person.
The thing for me right now is I'm just trying to save my own ass. Like,
so if you're trying to save your own ass, I am willing to do a very complicated, very, very complicated flashback.
For what?
For what?
And what I'm going to do
make a flashback
is that Rubik's is essentially going to bluff that he's going to kill you for this.
Okay.
But what's going to happen, you can go for it, and he's not going to make a play against you. But we're doing a flashback where he is going to start discovering a way to sever your connection with Satara.
Do you have any of the knowledge that would be required to do that?
Lots and lots of networks.
Here's a relevant project that is already underway, which is that Birch is trying to track down a demonologist.
Yeah.
And if Birch had spilled to Rubix, or if Rubix is paranoid enough to have had Birch like follow,
which both happened in the fighting pits. I just want to mention.
Yeah, no, like you two were hanging out.
What the fuck?
No, we've actually had this conversation in the fighting
I know,
pits.
it's just like, wow, okay.
Like this actually kind of works. So yeah, do you want to progress that? I mean, yeah, you can like totally start participating in moving that project forward if you want.
Okay.
I don't know if this is like necessarily like a flashback you need to spend stress for.
I think this is one of those things where it's like the decision is made in the Thorn closet, the thing. You know what I mean? Like you've already made this choice to like look this stuff up.
I'll get you later.
Yeah.
I have this plan underway. And we flash back to you like talking to Birch about like, okay, yeah, we're gonna get this demonologist guy and to like come deal with this problem.
I actually really like this plan. This is a good plan. I like
we are going to return her to her sane state.
You want to bring her back?
We're going to bring her back fully to what she used to be.
And what I like
but I have to convince her right now that she has me beat.
And this is such a Rubik's move, right? Because this is like, oh, what I really need to do is totally destroy you like a month from now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
like Rubik
yeah.
doing this long con, which I really like. And it's he's getting
No, that's a super great
like,
play. I like that.
information.
I totally like that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I really like that as a solution. Thank you.
I think that's what my solution is going to be, because it kind of resolves everything that we want to do.
Yeah, it like makes the now make sense and then gives Rubik's this cool new thing to be doing.
Sorry, I'm less helpful. I was trying to like Spirit Wardens show up and opportunities created. We run away.
So
well, don't worry. This is great.
So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to roll a prowl right now, and I disappear from the scene.
You just gonna duck out.
Yeah,
Thorn runs out to grab the thing. Like
cool.
Oh God, what have I done here? I've done horrible things.
What have you done?
Risky standard, I assume?
Yeah, I think in all of the confusion, you can have great effect.
I'll go back down to standard because I'm still slightly stabbed.
Cool, great. Yeah, I think there's just like so much other shit going on. There's like a fire. Someone just got murdered.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a really bad roll though.
Yep.
So here's what happens. Rubix starts to turn to leave. Thorn is like already out in the open grabbing this box with this like, I am imagining, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have this like wild hungry look in your eyes.
Oh yeah, it's like an Icarus deal, you know? Like this is like entirely like the shiny thing I must have because my mistress demands, you know.
In the TV show version of this, you're suddenly lit from below and look all intense as you're pulling this thing off. And yeah, it's this like very small, very like nondescript box. It's totally like no one would have really thought to look at it, but it's like you lift it up and it's really light as well. Like it feels like feather light almost.
Mm-hmm.
And just as Rubix is turning to leave and Thorn is grabbing hold of this thing, someone notices you, and this group of like armed, angry people just like they fucking unload on you guys. So you're both gonna have to resist level 3 harm shot.
Okay. I will resist, and I have armor on.
Same.
Okay, so both please roll to resist.
You do not have to resist, by the way, in case you're worried about stress.
I am definitely doing that.
Okay.
I am worried about the stress, however.
You can just take the armor.
Prowess to leap behind cover.
Yeah, you like dive out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually don't think Thorn even notices. Like
this is why I'm just
being
giving
shot
you,
at.
Straight up a resist roll for Thorn is that it's just like the fiction as established is that you're just gonna like walk out there and take it and be
I think it just pings off of armor, like, but I'm not gonna resist.
Okay, so it downgrades to it was level 3, so armor would downgrade it to level 2 harm.
You can have two level 2 harms, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's where we're at right now.
You can't have 3 level 3 harms though. You can have 2 level 2 harms and a level 3 harm.
Yeah.
If it comes to that. So yeah, you just like there's like the shot of just like you and this glowing box that like shines like the sun that you've never seen. It's just like most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And as you pick it up, that light goes out and you just like lurch sideways as you get shot like through the ribs or whatever. And maybe we see Thorn kind of like drop a little bit and then like stuff happens. I don't know.
And then Rubik's, just try and run. Yeah.
Rubik's, you can totally like get away at this point. Like
cool.
You're just off through the labyrinth.
Am I actually able to snag a find something on the way out?
No, I think as established, this Drav's Assault thing ran out, and this was your time to like effectively get value out of this.
Nope, that is cool. We are leaving. We are out of here.
We've got as much as we're gonna get.
I also wish to leave.
Yes, I'm out of commission, so I don't get a say.
Yeah, you have like Birch has fucked off in the meantime, out some side door or whatever. How is Thorn getting away?
I feel like she would just run, but also I don't think that's gonna work. Like, there's a lot of armed people like with guns looking at me right now.
Yeah.
But their warehouse is also on fire.
Yeah.
The warehouse is on fire and is a maze. So those are things that you can leverage to your advantage.
I just need to get out of sight once, basically. And then I can try and stay out of sight. But I don't exactly have a good skill for that, and I'm down by 2 dice.
You're only down by 1 die.
No matter what I do.
The 2 level 2 harms just means that there are 2 like fictional ranges in which you are limited.
Sure. My other option is to try and ghost something, but like that's just like that's the go-to. I have an artifact. I could use that.
You could use that.
I don't know what it does, but I'm totally going to now.
It has a button.
Anyone remember which thing this was?
It's a Kotar
It's not
thing.
the heart.
It's not the heart. That's.
I don't think we established what it was, other than
we don't know what it is, and it's still in the box, and we still don't know what it is. This is perfect.
It's the Pulp Fiction of Kotar.
It's the MacGuffin. You have the MacGuffin. To activate the MacGuffin, roll bullshit. Let me just do a quick bit of reading.
Okay. I'm concerned.
I don't like it when you read.
Okay. I just need to figure out what my options were. So, and we've already established that the heart was all about like this blood rage violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can totally.
So I'm taking shelter. I'm taking shelter right now behind the box of like King Claith stuff. You know?
You just like slump down. Yeah, like I feel like it's not even like you're diving for cover. It's just you fall over because you've gotten shot.
And while I'm lying on the ground, I'm like, I found it. I found the thing, and I like open it up.
And it's like the scene from Indiana Jones where everyone's face melts off. Or at least so she hopes. Do you want to like roll to attune with this thing?
Yes, that's what I wanted to do.
And then we'll just kind of see what happens.
Sure. What's my role here?
I mean, it's clearly desperate.
Yeah.
With great effect.
Yes. Great. Any devil's bargains? I'm gonna need them.
I mean, my devil's bargain to you is you can have an extra die, and I will resolve this debt to Satara clock.
Like that was going to be my devil's bargain of sorts too. Satara shows up and takes it now.
We fill in the clock, but what that means is kind of like up in the air. But just that, you like stuff happens. Satara stuff happens when you activate this thing.
Fuck it.
And this is why Elf is my friend.
Fuck it, let's go! Oh!
Okay.
Yeah!
And what are your injuries that you have right now?
I have a freezing ghost presence and I'm shot.
Okay, so the freezing ghost presence actually is going to impact your
I know, I've already factored it.
Yeah, okay.
6.
All right.
Oh my god. The Satara clock is full.
So you open this box.
They shouldn't open the box.
Inside of it is a like little reliquary thing. Again, very similar to the one we'd seen previously. Like clearly had been like made with the same techniques and maybe by the same people. So it's like this little like claw-footed it's like whatever the name is for a 7-sided geometric shape. So it's like a 7-sided shape.
A septahedron.
Well, no, because it's not a hedron. It's a septagon.
Septagram.
And it has this like 7-pointed star traced into it in gold inlay, and then these like really elegant but very sharp and like horrifying tongs that come up and they like bow out and then come together, and they're piercing. There's 3 of them in the middle of this like 7-sided star shape in gold inlay inside this little like claw-footed pedestal that's then in glass. And they're piercing through an eye. And it's like 2 of them are through like the underside of it, and then one of them comes straight out through the like the iris and the pupil, which is like the eye is it looks like a human eye. The iris is of course some like weird like spectral color that doesn't resolve correctly when you look at it. Like it looks like it's 5 different colors at once. Mm-hmm. It's always like shifting, and then it has this like gold tine just like sticking up through the middle of it. And yeah, you pull this thing out of the box and you're like, whispering to yourself like, I got it. And like the eye pivots to look at you somehow, and there's like this weird like tearing and reforming of it as it like twists around on these like razor sharp tines, and it like locks eyes with you, whatever that means, and then like you're just gone. Like it's from your perspective, the eye locks to you, and then we have the shot of you behind these crates and you're just gone like instantly.
All right, where'd I go?
That's a good question. People will have to tune in next time to find out. No, I'm just kidding. But I think that's the end of the score.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the score.
So
what the fuck did I do?
You got exactly what you wanted.
I'm actually
the worst thing of all.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing if you guys can like deprogram her. That would be cool.
We'll see.
All right, getting paid. Let's find.
We might have to make a new gang.
The whole world might end a second time.
We might have to play a different game.
Sorry, I'm trying to. Do you have a page reference for the payout, Sean?
Oh, I have even better for you. If you go to Roll20, I have updated the end of job handout.
Oh my God, you are.
What a star.
I love you. It's fine.
Okay, so we're at big score, serious loot. So y'all have 8 coin worth of weirdo artifacts.
Fuck yeah.
All right, let me pull up the cruise sheet here.
To reference this.
All right, our vault is full, so
yeah, and the money has to trickle out to all of you, I'm sure.
So okay, someone's getting 2.
Probably.
I think we all get 2, and then we'll see if we spend the other 2 or something, or then we can divvy out.
Oh, I know exactly what we're spending that extra 2 gold on.
Demonologist project. And then let's see here.
Where's my coin?
I'm gonna go see Melvir to get myself healed up.
Yeah, Melvir's real nice and fixes people. Unlike Birch, who tortured him. Okay. And then here is my offer to all of you. You can either have rep for this job and take heat for the bodies, or not.
Not.
I choose not.
Okay.
I'm overruled no matter what I choose. So.
That's not true. We do this by consensus.
Yeah.
So if you do not agree with that, let's talk it out. You just need to advocate for your position, and we'll figure it out.
Because I'd rather stay in the shadows for this one.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I feel like it's a little high profile, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And Drav's the one gonna take the heat, like pretty.
I don't have a strong case.
Right.
I was just like, do I want to do this? Do I want? No, I'm fine with not.
Okay.
I like rep, but you know.
because essentially what this is you guys are letting Drav's operation kind of absorb all the negative, like a lot of the negative consequences of your job.
Take the
So,
heat, yeah.
We'll
Like,
just,
no one's really going to believe that we were there anyways.
yeah, like there are just so many people looking for an excuse to hate on the collectivist revolutionaries anyways.
Yeah.
So you'll still take 2 heat, but like this was loud and chaotic high exposure with bodies getting dropped. Like it was,
Yeah.
it should have been a like 6 or 7 heat job. But you're gonna get away with 2. Which
Okay.
keep from going to wanted level 3, so it's good for you guys. We've already figured out the payoff. So now we get to roll entanglements.
Cool.
I'll roll.
Roll away, Birch.
So yeah, if you want to make the roll twice and with an extra die each time,
An extra die each time.
because y'all are slippery, right? And slippery is when you roll entanglements, roll twice and keep the one you want. When you reduce,
Roll
when
to
you
reduce heat. Extra die. I was like, extra die is bad for us with entanglements.
right. So yeah, just you roll what your wanted level, which is 2.
Yep.
And then you're in the heat 6+ here. Okay, so a 4.
Isn't that demonic presence?
4 and a 6.
Or a 6. So 6 is an arrest, and 4 is demonic notice or a show of force from another crew. I assume y'all want to take the 4.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
not.
otherwise, like,
Arrest is never good.
arrest is definitely Birch in this case. Also,
Yeah. I wouldn't get downtime if this happens, do I?
if you get arrested,
Yeah.
I mean, you
I'm-
can still get downtime.
I'm
you just
not-
have to deal with being arrested.
I'm
not,
okay with that.
I'm not feeling.
Oh.
I'm not feeling Birch getting arrested. I don't.
I was going to advocate for getting arrested at the end of this anyway.
Oh, were you?
Here's-
Okay.
God
So
damn it.
let me just read what arrest means. So
Unlike
arrest is,
some people, I go to prison.
an inspector presents a case file of evidence to a magistrate to begin prosecution of your crew. The Bluecoats send a detail to arrest you. So it's actually all of you. It's
Oh.
the crew.
Yeah, that's no good for
no,
us.
no.
Pay them off with coin equal to your wanted level +3. Hand someone over for arrest.
Oh,
This clears your heat. Or try to evade capture.
yeah.
So we're just handing Birch over? Is that what you?
I mean, the fiction of it can just be that the cops show up and they're like,
They're
"We're here
for
to get
Birch,
work."
yeah.
And everyone's like,
Like,
Sorry,
Vay
Birch.
has paid off the blue coats to do this.
I think
yeah.
I
yeah,
think
exactly.
Cross comes to get me with them. If that's
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah, because you've made in trying to rat out Vay, you made an enemy of Vay and of Cross.
Yeah.
Because Cross had to ended up suffering.
Putting her neck on the line. Yeah, no, I understand.
Okay, so you're gonna go to Ironhook.
Yeah, I go without complaint.
But it's only at 2, so I think you're only gone for a month.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, but
It's longer than a month, isn't it?
hold on.
For 2?
It's like several months or something.
You just lost your co-conspirator in demonologying.
That's
Nah,
okay
I'll
because I
still-
wanted to. As long as we have downtime, I can pursue that project.
Yeah, just you're doing it in jail. You're gonna find some weird like prison demonologist guy, someone who is locked up for being too fucking crazy and into demons. And I mean, yeah, definitely that warehouse burns down. Um, that's definitely a
En
thing.
fuego.
And this way we clear our heat, reduce our wanted level.
All right, all right. I'm not. I like Birch, and
I like Birch too.
Makes me sad.
Sometimes.
Yeah, do you have a page reference for the going
I'm
to jail?
I am looking at that right now. So
Okay.
I'm trying to find that right now. I'm not actually looking at it.
But that's all of our end of
We
job
could come
stuff.
back to that because
Somewhere,
we know I'm going to prison.
Somewhere, there's a Katakahasa going, damn it, I'm going to have to make another overlay.
Sorry, Kat. I love you.
Okay, so we're in downtime now. Quick preface with the fact that okay, I have an important question to ask Thorn before we go into downtime.
Sure.
You appear in the drowned place with Sitara. You're holding the eye. What do you do? Do you give it to her? Or do you do something other than give it to her? And it's just like her hand is just out in front of you.
I don't have other options. Like, not really.
I mean, you do.
I mean, I do, but I think I would say stuff beforehand. Like, because I've got it in my hands, and
and like you have her attention in a way that you haven't ever previously, right?
Yeah. It's like she actually cares right now.
You're suddenly useful when before you were just a constant disappointment.
This is such a creepy, abusive relationship.
And yeah, it's that whole.
It's meant to be like that.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
yeah, what we remember from last time of like her
Mommy
being
loves me
on an anglerfish, and so there's like below you, there's this like 7-sectioned mouth on this giant like worm thing, which like you don't see, but the audience sees.
Can I speak in this situation?
Yeah, it's like you have the feeling of drowning all the time.
It's like choked and drowning, but yeah. I can talk.
And you just like hear her voice in your head.
I found what you wanted me to find. I have it.
Yes, you've done very well. Give it to me now.
But I did a good job, right?
You have been very useful. Been a great help to the cause, to me. I will not forget this.
You won't forget?
I do not forget anything. Now give it to me. And there's like that sudden like, hey, give it to me. Give me the thing. like
there's
like cuts through your thoughts.
There's a little bit of hesitance because it's like I'm giving over the thing that basically like makes me worth anything at this point in time. Like all the attention is the fact that I have the thing. And if I keep the thing, then I keep the attention. And so I try and like hold that for as long as possible in this small space where it's like
just like this little thrill of power where like you have
like, I have the thing that you want this time, like and that's a huge deal for Thorn. But she does hand it over. I think eventually she does like reluctantly give it over, hoping,
and she's like
hoping for favor.
And you like float in closer to her as you're like as soon as you like make the decision to give it to her, it's like you don't have to reach out to do it. She just like floats you over to her as if she was just like in your mind and knew everything. And she like takes it very, very gently from your hands and just like strokes your hair with the one hand and is like, like touching your face and being very like nice and just like
Thorn looks like so happy. She's drowning, but she looks so happy. Like just like obscenely happy.
Mortals like you, when touching something so powerful as this, and she's like indicating the eye, it's very hard to let go. Your loyalty in this is beautiful. And she like hugs you in close. Like the eye is just like gone, like it just disappeared. You can't see it anymore. But she just like hugs you, and then you wake up like floating face down in the bay. Like you're just like out in the bay. Let me go to the map so I can indicate how fucking out there you are. You're like out here in the bay.
Okay.
Like
so it's
floating in like freezing cold inky black water.
So it's like this moment where I wake up from this like drowning Satara dream, but definitely not a dream because I don't have the eye anymore. Like with the like like gasp of like raising my head above the water and like
exactly,
choking.
like you were about to drown for real.
Yeah, I'm like trying to swim my way like a drowned rat back to
and like
shore.
You feel really good in your body, like you have lots of endorphins and you feel really like healthy. You still look like shit, but you just have this like
I mean, Thorn always looks like shit, basically.
As you like swim back to shore and drag yourself onto it.
Just flop onto the dock, like just sopping wet, like exhausted but excited but feeling good but like
and some vagrant who's like sleeping in some like disused boathouse like sees you and then just like pulls their blankets back over themselves and like huddles into their corner.
Doesn't pay them any mind as she makes her way back to the like the hideout, the Moon's daughter.
Yeah, great. Okay, on to downtime.
Yeah.
And Sean, anytime you want to give me that page.
I found that page. I just didn't want to interrupt the scene.
Yeah. What page is it?
So it's paged in the book at 148, but PDF pagination is 156.
Oh, John Harper. Get your shit together. Okay, does anyone have any downtime stuff they want to do?
Oh yeah. No,
Oh yeah. I love this plan. This is a good plan.
Come at me.
I already know what Thorn would be like if she wasn't.
All right, so before Birch got arrested, he spent some time with Celine. And we just did our usual tracking things down. Gosh. All right, so I'm just going to roll to my long-term project.
Sean's doing flashback downtime.
Yes.
Unprecedented.
Yes. I'm going to roll. Okay, well, I'm all ears. If you're umming me.
I think you skip straight to prison. And then you can have like a downtime's worth of doing prison things.
Oh, okay.
I think is how this works. So we need you to make an incarceration roll.
Yeah.
It is 1 die for each tier level of your game.
So 1 die.
So it is 1 die. And also, what trauma did you take?
I took Haunted.
Okay, cool. Because you might end up taking another trauma.
I know. Yeah.
From this. So.
Ripperino.
1-6.
2.
God damn it.
All right. On a 1 to 3, it's horrific. You suffer a level of trauma from the experience in Ironhook.
Welcome to Ironhook Prison.
I have a few months to be traumatized. I will decide on that later. But
yes.
I feel like I've heard that exact line from you before.
What?
That was such a deja vu for me. Like that, I have a few months to be traumatized. Like I was just thinking back.
Maybe.
And I think Birch gets picked up like as he's doing his whole like I have to get out of here. I'm suffering trauma. Like you run out into the street and like you end up on the bridge here, like going towards Crowsfoot in your like troubled state, and there's just like they waiting there.
Oh my god!
With a bunch of blue coats and Cross. And Cross doesn't look very happy about it, but she's just like, "Hello, Birch. Time to go."
I just look at Cross the whole time and I hang my head and I'm just like, yeah. Time to go.
Yeah, and they like clap you in irons, and you get put in this little like carriage and taken off to Iron Hook, which looms sinisterly against the ghost field. It's all like.
Oh, I thought I was in Iron Hook, and that's why I was getting traumatized while I was in there.
Oh no, yeah, you're being taken to Iron Hook. This is just like the you getting arrested montage, right? It's like you go in the carriage.
This is the you getting arrested montage.
Yeah. Just to get you there. Great. People who are still free.
Cool. So I'm guessing I can't work on Birch's clock.
Yeah, you can.
You can pick up Birch's project.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Projects they're sort of crew wide.
So first action. Consort. I'm going to find this guy.
Well, we're trying to discover someone. Like we don't know who this particular guy is.
But it's kind of going to Salia and going the person you suggested is a demon worshiper.
Hi.
And she like gives you this look like,
what the fuck?
Like, of course. Like, yeah, and I think she's like, well, of course, those are the kind of people who know about the things you need to. Let's not have that whole conversation again where you were like, get me an assassin, and I got you an assassin, and then you said, assassin, this person killed someone. And I'm like, this is what this person does.
Yes, but I wanted like a former, what are they called?
Spirit warden?
Spirit warden.
But you had
not.
Birch. Birch used to be a spirit warden.
One who's still more connected. Either way, it's fine.
How bad?
I now need to find a cat to deal with the mouse. I
think initially she was like underestimating the extent of the problem.
Yeah.
But
Rubik's goes through and explains everything that Thorn has done so far.
Yeah, and Salia's like, she was never, and this is like, she's like pacing around her living room smoking, and you're like on the couch or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, she was never that bad before. Why? I'm sorry, Rubik's. I thought she was a little bit more collected. I guess you can only stare into the water so long.
Well, for those of us that do that, I suppose. But let us put our heads together and find a solution before this cult thing explodes.
Well, of course, I have other names, other people we can try. Hopefully they're not all dead or crazy. And she like goes through this like, weird book in some corner that's like in a secret panel of a shelf.
It's like
that whole thing.
Yeah. It's like behind two secret panels.
Yeah. It's
like there's a false bottom. But she takes out like another false bottom.
Yeah. Goes in for the really like gnarly book that is like, because there's the level of like, this is illegal in a criminal sense. And then there's like, this is illegal in a spirit warden sense. And that's like much worse. You don't want the spirit wardens to get you. So that book is buried deeper. And yeah, she pulls it out and like sets it down and starts flipping through. It's like a notebook. And it's all written in like her own like shorthand that's coded. And she has to like be like, oh, what cipher was I using in that time? And like pull out another book. It's this whole undertaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, she like gives you this list of names to go and talk to. And like, some of them are dead and some of them have gone crazy and are missing or whatever else, but like a couple of them.
Yeah. So I'll make a consort roll. So we start tracking these people down.
Yeah. And she's, you can take her helping you. So you get an extra die.
Cool. Thank you for that. A 6.
Okay, great. So that's three
ticks. I don't know what Sean's clock is sitting at right now.
But yeah.
Hold please.
Hold please. I
closed my character sheet in disgust.
I must consort the oracle.
Yeah, I deleted myself. No, it's a 6-count clock, and I have 3 counts filled.
So we completed it.
Yeah, so that gets you the last step of the way.
Fantastic.
So Salia knows someone then.
I find that someone.
And this someone is a demonologist?
Or someone who knows about demons.
And how to sever their worshippers from their demons.
This is
Like to remove the
demon. It would be somewhat awesome if they were a scholar.
Exorcist priest right now is what we're looking for.
This is like if I were to walk out of my door tonight and be like, I need to find a particle physicist. You know, like it's like super obscure. It's very niche.
And then you do.
But like if particle physics were illegal is the thing, right? So it's it's like I'm trying to imagine this person and like they have to be so shady and weird.
Here, can I give a suggestion?
Yeah, I've got a name for them, certainly.
Cool. I feel like this is a old god fanatic. Like one of the old gods.
They're into some. This is like a character in an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yeah, let's not go with the fanatic people because that's what we're trying to avoid. Yeah,
you want someone who's a little bit more anchored.
They're anchored, but they're very like religious. They're like, yeah.
Oh well, they've converted to the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh.
Yeah,
they used to be into some shit. They've given up that life, and they've tried very hard to hide it. But Salia knows. Salia has some dirt on this person, basically. Their name is Stavral. Her name, I guess we'll say.
It's a good name.
Okay, I'll add that into people I have in contacts.
Yeah, and she's from the Dagger Isles originally.
Okay.
And like, there are still a lot of questions about this person's past that you don't have answered, but you know that for a time she was involved in like a number of different cults, not unlike what Thorn is doing, but more high class and like more successful. But then like got the hell out of that life after like maybe like, and again, Salia doesn't know what prompted her to leave, but just that she left.
Yeah.
And has since become a nun. Or
excellent.
Like, effectively so, like a not someone in the like the hierarchy of the religious order of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh, but like someone who has sequestered themselves and devoted themselves completely
to they serve the Church of the
yeah, exactly. So okay, I gotta
we're going to be the disruptive force in her life that draws her back into this terrible world.
Yep.
Aren't we always? Aren't we always?
We love people.
By the way,
everyone has their use.
By the way, did Bricks survive?
We're the heroes.
Probably not.
No, you know what? Bricks lives because you gave the thing to Satara. Bricks totally lives.
Oh, sweet.
Bricks definitely feels like you owe him one, though.
Good.
And I mean that in the most skeezy way possible.
I bet you do.
All right, so a Rubik's contact named Stavral. She, her.
Good old Stavral.
Nun. Yeah, and I think Stavral is like, it's an Akarosi name, and it's like a saint name. Like she took a different name upon like entering into the church, kind of a thing. So it's like, you know, that's not the name she was born.
She's like Sister Mary.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things. Man, Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh is a very
Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh.
Very awkward.
There's a lot of ofs.
You could probably just refer to it as the church because it's the big one.
Yeah. It's the church with a capital C. But anyways, so you find this woman, and it's like in this cathedral, and she's like. See, here's the thing: it's the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh. So I think, rather than the whole like Christian like humility thing around
it's
devotees,
the opposite.
She's like fancy, like she looks very like put together, and she has this like very dark skin, I think, I really like what Kelsa described from her game of Blade, so I'm just gonna straight up steal it. She
Do
has
it.
like piercings that are little like gemstones
Okay.
in her face, which are all like spirit bane charms.
Okay.
Because in the Daggeroz they live without spirit barriers.
Yeah.
They don't have like ghost fields or any of that shit. And so yeah, she has these like spirit bane charms, like 2 here and then 2, 2, and 2 in her face. Her hair is like very like well kept and like oiled and is like very voluminous. She has this like very fancy long hair. Her clothes are all very like rich fabrics, like silks, and they're all embroidered.
Yeah.
And she's like kneeling in a pew with like various other people, and you like come and like sit down next to her. But the church, actually, no, there aren't a lot of other people. There's like someone way up at the front doing some stuff with like some incense or whatever, and she's like way at the back, like holding a book.
I'm assuming you're about to talk to her, Rubik's.
Yes.
Let's take a break before you do, and when we come back, you can have your conversation with Stavros.
We'll be right back.
We will be right back, everyone.